Yes!
Bring it in!
That's right. Welcome
Look at
to
this!
Attack of the Show. We are officially TV's only source for all the stuff that you guys care about. What's up, everybody? I am Olivia Munn.
Yes, you are, and I'm Kevin Pereira. We're coming to you live from Los Angeles. We've left the confines of our comfy little studio to enter the cage.
That's right. That's because on today's show, we will have the first ever Nerd MMA battle. Two mixed martial artist fighters will be here ready to battle out with their fists and their brains. And if that's not enough testosterone for you guys, I will hit a gun range and fire some big guns from big movies like The Matrix and Mission Impossible 2.
Yes, plus we're going to watch construction workers turn heavy machinery into amusement park when we go around the net. Then Anna David is hitting the streets of New York to answer all your burning sex questions like, is it okay to be selfish in bed?
Yes.
Yes, spoiler, it is.
That's right.
Entirely okay.
You just push their head down.
Yeah, don't take no
push
for an
their head
answer.
down. They get
really.
it.
Job interviews or coitus.
But first, here's what's burning up the interwebs.
Yes, proven to start wildfires. It's the top web items around the net. All right, so today's Around the Net is a little bit shorter than usual. It's not because of you, Internet. No, we swear, we still love. It's because the Nerd MMA is just so badass that we had to make it take into the ATN time.
That's right, and that's okay.
It's all right.
That does not diminish the awesomeness of the web, though. So take this video as some construction workers, basically, are on their downtime, and they decided to turn an ordinary machine into a bona fide on-site carnival attraction, making it today's number 3.
Yeah, and if you somehow have access to a working construction crane and a skilled crane operator,
yeah,
if by some chance, don't try this at home. I'm serious. Have all the meetings and all the paperwork you want. You can't regulate fun.
But unfortunately, those guys are so fired if their boss ever sees this.
I don't know about that.
Now, you guys get out your berets and inflated senses of self-worth. Today's number 2 around the net is actual art.
Yes, no, this piece is from Dutch artist Sander Plug. And it's an oddly enthralling video of chocolate rabbits getting put to their deaths. Seriously, we're classing up the joint today, folks.
That's right.
Enjoy it. Is it a statement about modern torture? Or the inherent decay of a capitalist society? Or perhaps it's a critique of the commercialism of the Easter season? You know?
Wow. All fine questions,
yeah, absolutely.
But maybe just some Dutch guy thought melting bunnies looked pretty damn cool.
Probably.
Probably that, yeah.
We've gone for some chocolate waterboarding, but we didn't have time.
No, we
couldn't
didn't.
mess the ring up.
Maybe another time.
We will. Finally, topping off the interwebs today is a new clip from the Japanese TV show Let's Go to School.
That's right. Now, this is a program that takes Western celebrities and basically freaks them out in an environment where they can't get angry or leave. Now, if you guys remember, it's the show that paraded Daniel Radcliffe through a school full of amateur magicians and then forced Johnny Depp to watch a bizarre pirate dance performed by little Japanese children.
Yeah, he was a little uncomfortable during that. But in other words, it's really the greatest TV show on planet Earth, aside from Attack of the Show, of course.
You're welcome, by the way.
We're going to have nerds fighting today.
That's right.
Thank you, yes. Here's what they did to poor Matt Damon, and he was in town to promote the Bourne Ultimatum.
Hello.
again. America needs a show that makes celebrities this uncomfortable and confused.
Well, that's the Leno show, right?
Yeah, probably.
He'll do for now. Leno's fine, yeah.
You guys, to get your daily viral fix, go to g4tv.com/AroundTheNet and then sign up for the Around the Net podcast. It's fancy.
So fancy. Right now, though, it's time for the only news you need to know. Kristen Holt, she's back at home base holding down the fort, and she's got the feed headlines.
Thanks, guys. I'm here making sure nobody steals anything off your desks. In the meantime, here's what's coming up in the feed. First, Microsoft's Zune 2 has arrived, and you can customize it for free. Plus, Marvel is moving their massive library of classic comics into cyberspace. And Best Buy is going to help you jam late into the night when Rock Band is released. It's all coming your way in just a few minutes. But first, back to you, Kevin and Olivia, live in the cage.
All right, thank you for that, Kristen. Now, today, folks, we're going to be doing something never before seen in the history of television. Get ready for Nerd Mixed Martial Arts.
That's right. That is right. Be proud of yourselves, everyone. You are watching history right now. Now, Nerd MMA combines brains and brawn and determines which of our warriors is the perfect weapon.
Now, each of our two fighters will square off right here in the center of this very cage. Don't worry, we'll move this piece of furniture out of the way. That could be funny. And they're going to try to pummel his opponent or lock him into a submission hold.
But that's not all, everyone. Listen, in between rounds, our gladiators will have to square off in challenges designed to test their nerd know-how. Now, the fighters have no idea what these tests are. All we've told them is that they will be challenged in their knowledge of all things geeky.
Yes, now you can see these guys aren't some like IT department stooges, you know, looking to vent their frustrations on each other. Our contenders are highly trained, advanced fighting machines who also happen to know their saving throw versus breath
That's
weapons,
right.
which is very important.
Now, which is why you won't be joining the ring today. Because yesterday you said you'll be in the ring fighting.
I am in the ring. Technically, I've made good on my promise.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're not fighting.
I pulled a neck muscle during Pilates, so I don't feel up to it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sorry.
But they'll kill you, so I'm glad you're not, because I like you. You guys, this event promises to be like nothing you have ever seen, and it is all coming to you guys live later on in the show.
And we have no idea what's going to happen here, so buckle your seatbelts, kids. This is going to be brutal.
I hope someone gets knocked out in the first round.
Someone should die live.
Someone should die. Coming up after the break, we are going to meet our two warriors right here at the cage. You guys don't go anywhere. Someone's getting a beat down here, live.
Here. Not you, here.
No, not me.
Let's go around. On today's Attack of the Show, whoever said nerds can't fight never met these guys. We're introducing you to our competitors in the first ever Nerd Mixed Martial Arts Showdown. And everyone loves chicks with guns, so we sent Olivia to the firing range to test out the heavy-duty movie weapons from The Matrix and Mission Impossible 2. Plus, our very own sex specialist, Anna David, hits the streets of New York and provides some sidewalk sex advice for a guy whose girlfriend doesn't want to groom. We're giving geeks a shot at greatness when the attack comes back.
Changing, and G4 is leading the way. Now you're in control. Anytime, anywhere. Online, podcast, mobile, on demand. G4, TV that's plugged in.
Welcome back to the show. It's Tuesday, November 13th. I'm Kristen Holt, and it's time to start the feed. Just in time for the holidays, the entire Zune line gets a refresh. New Zunes, new software for your old Zunes, and a new look marketplace where you can download from a selection of 3 million tracks. Microsoft is sweetening the deal by allowing consumers to customize their player for free with the Zune Originals line. Those devices will feature a choice of etchings from 18 artists and up to 4 lines of text. Add one to your wish list. The House of Ideas Marvel Comics has announced that their back catalog is now available to read online. Right now, 250 premiere and key comic issues from the publisher are up at Marvel.com for free, but soon it will cost you $10 a month or $60 for a yearly subscription. Only issues older than 6 months will be added to the online collection. The move is seen as a way to curb piracy, but may also bruise the trade paperback market as well as comic retailers. Stay tuned. If you were worried about scoring one of the few copies of Rock Band this holiday season, this might be your lucky break. Prepare to get caffeinated because Best Buy announced that they will open their doors at midnight on November 20th for the launch of the game. 75 locations in 32 states will be burning the midnight oil to make sure that buyers are able to jam into the night. And in weird news from Japan, a team of researchers at the University of Tokyo announced that they have genetically engineered a mouse that doesn't fear cats. Scientists disabled this natural fear by tweaking the olfactory bulb, otherwise known as the sense of smell, to keep the animal from running away from cats, foxes, and other predators. It's just a matter of time before they have tiny capes and tights to go with the genetic engineering. Well, that's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Get all the news you need to know anytime at G4TV.com. I'm Kristen Holt, and you've just been fed. Now let's go over to Kevin and Olivia, who are live in the cage for Nerd MMA.
All right, thanks, Kristen. We actually took a step outside the cage right here because we are gearing up for the match. This is going to be huge. Today, we're mixing geek knowledge with hardcore fighting for the debut of Nerd MMA.
Okay, Kevin and I are joined by our two fighters, and it's time to get to know these guys.
All right, let's start with the Abe Lincoln-looking fellow to my left. I think that's fair.
It's more of like Sparta, just so you know. It's more...
That's fair.
300.
Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Mr. Philip Brown.
My name is Philip Brown. I fight 165. I fight off of Riverside Submission. I'm 5'10", and I'm 19 years old. Not only is Eric Nelson a good fighter, but it's someone I want to fight against. I'm stoked. I can't believe I'm fighting on G4. I grew up with Zelda. I love God of War. I can't get enough of that game. I'm just going to smash Eric Nelson like Kratos smashes a Minotaur.
All right, Philip, looking good. Are you ready for this? Have you been doing any special training?
I've been training for a long time. I'm ready for this fight. A lot of supersets between heavy bag workouts, jiu-jitsu, a little bit of Madden, and then, you know, just the basics.
So is Madden in your traditional workout schedule, or did you get the GameFly account and get some stuff in just for kicks?
You know, it's very important to, you know, work your thumb muscles in this business.
Oh, okay.
And for trash talk as well.
That's true.
No eye gouging, though, just so you know.
Well,
You're not allowed to do that with the thumb exercise.
See, I didn't know that.
Well,
oh,
yeah.
now you do.
Well, just pretend you still don't know it when you're in the ring, and it'll be
Right.
great. If we see someone bleeding from the eye, you'll get bonus points.
Right, I'll just, you know, take it off. And
There you go.
Exactly.
So now, have you prepared for the nerd portion of it? Because that's pretty serious.
You know, that did come up, and I was like, oh, am I going to do this? But, you know, I've been wanting an eye pop for so long, I pretty much have this one handled.
But now, are you hoping to win this in the ring throwing punches, or do you think you're going to have to win it all around?
Well, either way, if I get knocked out, I can't get back up and fix it. So I'm going to try my hardest in the ring also.
All right,
great.
Sounds good. Philip, thanks for coming down.
Yeah.
Philip
We
Brown,
got
everybody.
Philip Brown. Next to me, the guy with the scary tattoo on his face is Eric Nelson. Now, he is an experienced cage fighter who will also kick your ass in outer space. Let's get to know this lethal gamer.
What's up, guys? I'm Eric Nelson, 6'1", fighting at 155 pounds, fighting out of Simi Valley, California with Team Fight Science and Kid Fury. I fight a lot on Halo 3. I just made Commander last night. My gamer tag's Jord Patosai. I'll be happy to beat you, show you how to play the game anytime you guys want. Also, I'm a big fan of heroes. I actually think I'm one of the heroes' characters. Some of the time when I'm in the cage, I'm ready to knock this guy's head off. I just want to fight.
We told Eric, go ahead and be mean inside the camera.
She's
but
like, well, I'm a nice guy. I'm like, yeah, but I look tiny and unimposing on television, but when you see me in person...
Yeah, oh, much more
Thank you.
intimidating.
Thank you. So I try to tone it down.
Aren't you glad he bowed out of the ring?
Oh, you don't even know.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bullets.
There you go. Well, so Eric, big question. Are you more dangerous in the cage or on the Halo battlefield?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. I'm pretty deadly both places.
Where do you do more teabagging? Is it online?
Oh, no, definitely online. I'm more of a
Okay,
teabagger
all right, just making sure.
online,
Philip,
that's
you're
for
lucky.
sure.
You're
yeah,
in
you got
shape.
nothing to worry about, Philip.
I brought the white.
Okay.
He brought whites. No, but okay, now what's with the face tat? Like, did you just throw in the towel on society? Like, what? I mean, because you're not working at a Washington Mutual with that.
Yeah, pretty much. I gave up being a preschool teacher and decided to be a cage fighter when I got this put on the face. So, yeah, I got tattoos all over the place. I got a big brand on my back. It's just, I like tattoos. It's what I do.
Nice.
Well, you got 2 belts with you. I mean,
Yeah.
one isn't good enough?
No, I want more belts. I want as many belts as I can get. I love belts. Who doesn't love belts? You know?
Oh, I love a belt. I'm wearing one
Hers
right
is,
now.
hers is from Diesel, actually.
Oh,
It's,
I
it's
know.
very similar.
I know.
She fought a clerk
Wow.
for it.
Wow.
Is there a nerd MMA belt? Do we have it? What if we
Yeah,
get
can we
you-
get one?
We'll get
can
you
we
a
get
belt,
a nerd
yeah.
MMA belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Would you,
Let's
would
do
you
it.
proudly rock
Well,
that?
you
Oh, are you kidding?
But you
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
take it off.
Philip could be rocking it.
That's true.
It could be like
There you
a.
go.
All right.
Don't make
true.
assumptions, Pereira.
I'm not.
both ways.
I wasn't even assuming that we had a belt because we probably can't afford it. But
You just get like a controller and wrap it around us.
that's it. We'll get
Yeah.
you a plug-and-play
Can I
Atari
get like
game
a
and you
custom
can tie it around.
Xbox controller or something like that? Can I get that?
Okay, look, there's
figure
no
out.
belt. Stop talking about belts.
All right, all
We're
right.
getting
Well,
a belt.
hey, you guys have met the fighters. We're going to check back in with you guys in just a bit. But right now, we have to get dirty with some sex
Oh,
talk.
that's
Got to
right.
transition on in. And who better to help us than our sexpert, Anna David?
That's right. We sent Anna to the city that never sleeps to see what kinds of questions New Yorkers have on their dirty, dirty minds.
Hey, I'm Anna David, and I'm here in one of the sexiest cities in the world. You know what I think is even sexier? I'll give you a hint. It's in your pants. There's a lot of people out there who need a little bit of help in the Department of Love. So Attack of the Show sent me to the streets of New York to give some hands-on advice. So I'm standing here with Bobby. What's going on, Bobby?
Well, my girlfriend of 8 years who I met at Utah State, she's not really into the grooming. She's kind of a free spirit and doesn't believe in that kind of thing. So it's like becoming a major problem in the bedroom.
If you put up with that for 8 years,
I know.
what are you complaining about now?
Well, you know, I was looking for something a little more creative, like
Your initials?
heart, heart or a triangle or something.
Yeah. I think this is a very delicate topic myself. And I think that for all that men think, you know, they saw the 40-year-old virgin and they know about, you know, waxing, you guys actually have no idea what kind of pain, what level of pain we're actually talking about. And I think it's a part of the body that we're incredibly self-conscious about. So just tread carefully. I think you mentioned what you'd like. Throw in a request that she tell you what she likes. Maybe she's not all that happy with what you've got going on down there in your pants.
You know, sex tends to be a lot about the girl. I was wondering, is it okay to be selfish a bit in bed?
I actually am going to give you an answer that may well surprise you. I think it is okay to be selfish in bed. I don't think that you should just kind of assume, you know, and I think certainly in oral sex, you know, those guys, there are guys out there that think that it's like totally okay to kind of get oral sex and then just lie back and not do anything. But I think it's kind of fun. You can also suggest kind of taking turns. Maybe you have one night that's all about you and another night that's all about her, because while it's fun to be selfish in bed, it's also kind of fun to be selfless, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So my question is, well, my boyfriend and I have been together for a little bit, but kind of wants me to try the money shot in the bedroom, if you know what I will.
And you look so nice.
So I don't know if I'm being a little too conservative, or maybe I should just go ahead and give it a try.
Or maybe he's a little bit of a perv who watches too much porn. Look, I don't think you're going to find many women who are going to be begging to have your manhood sort of splashed in their eyes. I could be wrong. But I think that there are women who are open to some kind of version of the money shot. You know, maybe the manhood on the chest or the stomach is something that you're open to considering.
Oh, in the ab area.
The ab area. I think we're making progress here. You can thank me later, by the way. Wish I could see it. No, I don't. Just doing my bit to help the guys out in New York. I'm Anna David. See you next time I go in your pants.
All right. Well, thank you, Anna. You know, sometimes they want to hear my take on those questions.
Yeah, you're cock-a-doodle-doo.
Well, if you want to know what's up, just do the opposite of whatever she said. I'm not wasting time. We got to get some MMA going on
Yeah,
here.
that's right. We've got Nerd MMA coming and even more action tomorrow at 7 when G4 presents a...
Yeah.
Everybody's got a belt.
Everybody's got a belt. Let us give them away. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Now, our nerd MMA fighters are getting ready, and we figured that we'd get them fired up.
That's right.
By showing off a bunch of guns.
Listen, you guys, violence doesn't solve anything.
Unless...
you win, and then it solves everything.
Thank you.
And I got the chance to shoot famous weapons that ended a lot of disagreements from movies like The Matrix and Mission Impossible 2. Check it out.
Have you ever been watching a movie and thought to yourself, oh, if I could only handle that gun? Well, they are big, they are loud, and today, they're all mine. I have a private shooting range and the choice from all these kick-ass movie guns to choose from. I'm here with Rocca Lotti, who is a weapons coordinator for film and TV. What is that exactly?
Weapons coordinator supplies and provides weapons on films and television shows.
What big movies have you worked on? I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. I did Starship Troopers, I did Face Off, Matrix 1, 2, 3, Transformers.
All right, so let's get into the first gun that you're going to let me shoot.
This particular weapon was used in The Matrix. This is 9mm, shoots about 500, 550 rounds a minute. This is actually my girlfriend's machine gun. One of the best shooters I've ever dealt with in my life was a female.
Really?
Carrie-Ann Moss on The Matrix.
Carrie-Ann Moss, but she's badass.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh. Mean baby.
This is an MP5A3. It is a 9mm full automatic weapon. It fires about 700 rounds a minute. Really lay on it, give it a good burst.
Ah!
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Claire!
I don't like it.
Our last weapon here is a Glock G18C. This is a select fire full automatic Glock pistol. Okay. Shoots 1,250 rounds a minute of 9mm. 33 round magazine, goes in about a second. There are 3 in civilian hands in the country, and I own all 3 of them. This is the weapon that Lawrence Fishburne used in Matrix 2 when he takes out the Escalade. Fire it all! Fire!
Holy crap! My hand hurts. I think I've grown a penis. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it is. There it is, right there.
Wow. You grew another one? You have 2 now.
I have 2 penises now.
Penises? Make sure you guys stick around next week because Olivia will be back for round 2.
That's
She's going to fire more guns from Jarhead and Broken Arrow.
That's right. To find out what happened behind the scenes at the gun range or just what's happening behind the scenes of Attack at the Show, if I really like you or not, you can sit down for a live chat with me after Wednesday's show.
No.
You'll find out. No, that's right.
I know,
I
know that answer.
I do. I love you.
Come up with another question.
Tomorrow night, you guys, point your browsers to g4tv.com/chat at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. And if you're in the mountain zone, I don't care about you.
You don't have electricity. It's fine. Now, we've been fanning the flames of nerd battles all day, and our nerd MMA fighters are ready
They're sweating
to rip out each other's throats while declaring their favorite high-def format.
That's right. You guys trust us. You do not want to miss. It's history happening right now.
Nerd MMA.
Nerd MMA. If you do, you want to miss it, get a doctor because there is something very, very wrong with
Stick
you.
around, everybody.
Dying inside the booth. Dead.
It's the ultimate battle of brains and brawn. Don't go anywhere. Our grueling geek showdown is about to begin. Always wanted to do this.
You guys, welcome back. We are about to get rocking with the first match ever of its kind.
It's Nerd MMA. All right, now listen, our fighters are in the ring and they're ready to get this started. But first, it's my pleasure to introduce the commentator and director of operations for the Total Fighting Alliance.
Now, he is a man that has been actively involved in cage fighting over 10 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Rasmussen is here.
Yeah.
Richard, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, guys.
I'm a huge TFA fan. I go to your events all the time at Santa Monica Civic Center.
So
I'm very excited.
You see a lot of fighting, but have you ever seen a fight like this?
No, nothing like this. Usually between each round, they want their time to relax, and they're, you know, just listening what their corners say. Normally, they don't even hear what their corners say because they're so out of it.
Yeah.
And they're
we'll see
glancing
what
at
happens.
the card girl, of course.
Yeah,
they're a little distracted. But
you
this
always
time-
catch them watching the DVDs. Yeah.
Well, Richard, thanks for helping us out. We're gonna get started. We're gonna go. We're gonna do this.
It's amazing.
Somebody might die. It's finally time to enter the Thunderdome.
Yes.
It will be 3 rounds of all-out mixed martial arts and 2 rounds of mental tests that will challenge the nerd, I guess you could say computer cred of our 2 warriors here today.
Now, the match will alternate between the 2 events, a physical fight and a mental challenge. This is unlike any event of its kind, and in the end, we will find out who is the ultimate nerd in mixed martial arts.
All right, so here are the rules for today's fight. Each of the 5 rounds is worth 1 point. No kicking or elbows while the fighter is down, no striking to the throat or the groin, and no Vulcan nerve pinches.
True. Now, there's also no eye gouging or fish hooking. Just so you know, if a fighter gets knocked out, unfortunately the fight is over, but hopefully that won't happen.
All right, you met him earlier. Let's run it down, though. Here are the fighters, ladies and gentlemen. First up, it's Philip Brown. He's 19 years old, 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighs a $165, loves God of War, and is definitely into Star Wars.
His opponent is Eric Nelson, 23 years old. He is 6'1" and 155 pounds. He likes Halo, Heroes, and manga.
All right. The excitement in here is palpable. It sounds like we're hooking them up on like a MySpace or something like that.
A little
Ladies,
bit.
loves Halo.
This is amazing. I'm so excited right now.
Let's do it. I've been waiting for this all day. The fighters seem to be ready, so let's go back up to the ring. We have referee Andy Wang here to get this show on the road. Andy?
All right, fighters, it's me in the middle. We went over the instructions in the locker room. Any questions? Philip. Eric. All right, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Have a good fight.
And here we go. Round 1 of Nerd MMA is about to explode. Referee Andy Wang.
Yeah, Philip's definitely in good shape here. Eric's looking good as always.
Philip Brown on the right hand side of your screen. Eric Nelson on the left.
Richard, Philip is definitely the underdog in this, right?
No, Philip just has... He's a newbie.
He's just fighting less. He's fought less.
But he's been training for ages. I mean, he's got some serious training.
Yeah. Eric Nelson is definitely the veteran here with a 3-2-1 record. Eric Nelson has a much smaller... Philip Brown definitely has a much smaller record, but...
Richard, I kept hearing that Eric is the ballroom brawler. It looks like he's trying to take down Philip right now.
Uh-oh.
What I like here is Philip was a wrestler in high school.
Eric just gave him his back.
Philip was a wrestler
This
in high
is
school.
a very bad position here for Eric Nelson.
He's got to protect his arm there. He's going for an arm bar.
So what is he doing? Is he trying to get up?
Philip is trying to get... He's going for an arm bar.
Philip's a little bit too high on his back to get a land here. So he's trying to go out the back door.
He did.
Eric's out with the knees here.
Eric's got good knees.
Oh! Takedown! There's that wrestling background of Philip.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely seeing all of his wrestling moves he's learned in high school. I mean, that whole series was just wrestle.
Yep. And Philip Brown still wrestles in Masters, which is,
Oh, now he's throwing some punches.
He's got him in the mouth.
Oh!
Eric
God.
trying to get out clean, looking for the arm. Let's
Eric
go.
is looking like he's...
Philip is out. That is it. Oh, wow. A brutal knee there in the first round. Philip took that one.
But Philip is not knocked
Square.
out. Looks like he's still there.
Yeah, he's all right. Wow, that'll do it. All right.
So now, Richard, is he out or is that just the first round?
That's it.
Nope.
That is out. That is a knockout. Philip is down. Eric looks surprised that he took him down with that one. But that was well placed. Let's get some EMTs in there. Let's make sure everybody's all right.
Well, he's still too... I mean...
The medics are in there. They're doing their thing.
We're going to go
looks
to break
be all
while
right.
they take care of Philip. Hopefully he'll be all right and be able to go on with the mental match, but we're rooting for him.
I have a feeling that's the end of the round, but
maybe not.
nevertheless, we're going to commercial.
Live TV. We're supposed to keep going.
We'll be back. We'll let you know. It's Nerd MMA here on Attack of the Show, everybody.
There you go.
Coming up, the final bell has rung, and we are crowning the one and only champion of our Nerd MMA competition.
TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. Attack of the Show, next on G4.
And that's how it went down here at the Nerd MMA. Andy Wang.
All right, we got Eric Nelson, winner by knockout.
Let me get around here.
Great fight, guys. Great fight. Great fight.
course, to show camaraderie. These guys are warriors.
Now let me start with asking Philip. Philip, you were doing amazing out there. I saw all of your wrestling techniques you're using. You're throwing them down. You stayed on top of them, and then that knee.
Yeah, the unanimous knee. You know, you do great until you know something out of the blue just happens, because always when you don't see it knocks you out, and I didn't see that one.
Well,
well, we'll get the replay fixed for you so you can see it again and again if you want. You can go back like Tebow
But it was a great fight.
It's a great fight.
I think we both put our all into it, and I think Eric Nelson's a great fighter. He's got a lot of experience underneath his belt.
Yeah.
It showed.
Except for his TV experience. 1 round.
Yeah, you know, there was a nerd component to the fight tonight, Eric. How do you feel for robbing us? I mean, we had cardboard cutouts of iPods. We were all ready to go.
I mean, I was studying up on my superheroes. I was playing video games, looking up YouTube all night. So I was ready for it.
Did you angrily knee your Dell computer last night in preparation for this fight?
I threw my Xbox controller while I was playing Halo last night because this guy was talking all this crap.
Now, there was a takedown. There was a moment where it was clear, like there was some wrestling skill. Philip had you slammed down. Were you ever worried?
This guy's a great wrestler. I knew that going in. And when he slammed me, first thing I thought was, oh no. And then I realized I was still awake. And so I was like, all right. And then he mounted me, and then he started throwing some punches. I'm like, please don't knock my teeth out. And then luckily I bucked him over, and then we got up, and his head was right there. I thought he was going to shoot for another takedown, and luckily he backed up. And
your reaction surprised me. You almost seemed surprised that it landed.
Well, because like I said, I thought he was going to go for a takedown. And like I said, he was slamming me all over. He took my back. I mean, I was in trouble. Everybody saw I was in trouble. Philip's a great father, and what can I say?
You know what? We're actually going to do replay here in a little bit. So we'll be able to like break it down point by point. But you guys, it is now time for you guys, when it comes to bringing video games to the big screen, not everyone can make the transition. Hello, Super Mario Brothers.
It's a good movie. Our film experts Chris Gore and Jeff Wong took a look at some of the Japanese games that made this jump in today's edition of the Asian Underground.
Chris Gore here at the Westwood Arcade, where gaming purists come to test their mettle in button-mashing battle. Today we honor those warriors with an all-gaming edition of Asian Underground. Now, when it comes to finding a good video game adaptation, it's a lot easier to get a ColecoVision. So here to help me out is Asian authority Jeff Wong. Jeff, I hate to pull you away from Street Fighter 2, but tell me, you know, is there a version of the Street Fighter characters we've seen that doesn't suck?
Yeah, actually there is. It's an animation film entitled Street Fighter Alpha, which takes place early on in the careers of our heroes. We get a long journey of Ryu and his fight with himself, becoming an evil entity.
No, Ryu, go!
We get a background story on Akuma, who was always a fan favorite.
And what do we learn about Chun-Li that we didn't learn from the other adaptation?
She's hot, she's feisty, she's a fighter, and that's why everybody loves her.
Now, street racing in Japan is as big in pop culture as anime, manga, and gaming, right?
Yeah, correct. And one of the best examples of it is a movie called Initial D, based on the manga, which has become a successful video game franchise. It deals with a tofu delivery driver who accidentally falls into the world of street racing.
Now, how does this compare to something like the Fast and the Furious 2?
There is really no comparison, because Initial D actually has the core of drift racing in it. It does a better job of establishing what it means to these kids, the culture of street racing, and my favorite part of it is that the Asians are the heroes, and the last race alone is better than any of the films that have had Furious or Fast in the title.
Now, in 1997, Square Enix released Final Fantasy VII, and that changed the face of gaming. The Final Fantasy movie didn't really impress audiences. What about Advent Children?
The story follows Cloud 2 years after the events of Final Fantasy VII. He's dealing with the trauma he had to deal with at the end of the game, but he has to come to terms with it really quick because a new threat happens to the city of Midgard in the form of a plague. He and his fellow adventurers are trying to discover what's at the root of the plague and how to fix it.
Just as soon as you get back Mother, that'll be the end of everything.
And the battles in this are over-the-top insane.
Right, it's just epic storytelling at its finest. You have really fleshed out characters, it's a dramatic story, it's set in a world that we're unfamiliar with or familiar with depending upon your gameplay. It's just great storytelling all around.
Didn't get the plushie, but got some great DVD recommendations. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, cool. Let's do Street Fighter.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you very much, Chris Gore.
That's right, you guys. We are still here with you guys. We're going to take a replay right now and go point by point and see what exactly happened in that first round.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on there. Do you remember much of the round, or was it all a whirlwind for you?
I remember him slamming me, mounting me, and me getting a lucky knee somewhere. That's about it.
Now, Philip, you felt pretty confident. I mean, it looked, from where we were sitting, it looked like you were totally in charge in the beginning.
You know what? It's definitely a good way to take out the butterflies when you are the one aggressing. And so I just thought maybe you just need to get rid of some butterflies, threw a jab, caught across, you know, and then that just left. I got pushed up against the fence and turned that into one of my takedowns.
Now, did you see the knee coming?
I didn't see anything coming. Basically, I just went boom, fuzzies, and then I got up, and then I noticed my mouth was out of my mouth, and then I was like, oh. Okay.
And you were ready for the iPod sorting challenge at that point, right?
Now we have people here.
Well, no, you know, you were set. You said you were doing the research. You know, I wanted to get to the nerd rounds of this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, well, we have EMT people who basically say you can't go on, you can't go forward.
Right.
Do you think that you could have gone on?
You know what? It depends on Eric. If he would have mounted me and I could have grabbed one of his hands, you know, that could have been an issue. But let's say if I was just down, I still had the fuzzies, and he was just bombing on me, then that would have been stopped. You know what? And TFA does a great job protecting their fighters. And, you know, a simple knee like that can turn into a devastating blow. And you don't want somebody to get hit after they're knocked out. So that was definitely an okay job by the referee. So,
and what does it feel like in that moment, though? You said it's fuzzies, but I mean, do you have no recollection of that moment?
Basically, if you get punched in the jaw, your brain rattles a little bit, and so you see spots in front of your eyes, and all you could hear is.
Now, wait. Now, Richard, you've been in this whole league for a long time. Were you expecting it to go down that quickly?
The problem is that in MMA, 80% of fights end in the first round, and that's just the name of the game. You know?
Wow, it's exciting league you got there.
Yeah. That was an exciting fight. That was pretty badass. But
it's not our league. That's MMA, period.
Yeah, it's MMA. Yeah. You're right. Now, we had some nerd challenges lined up for you guys. We obviously didn't get to them. And the first one was sorting iPods by their release date, what generation they were released. Are you glad we didn't get to that challenge, or did you brush up on that?
I was ready for my iPods. I was ready for superheroes. I was ready for anything you guys threw at me. I didn't know if we were going to play Halo against each other. I was ready for anything you guys threw at me. I was ready.
Well, today's tournament is done, but what happens next for you?
Well, you know, you keep training. You know, the best thing to do after a loss is to recap and just fight even harder, train even harder. I mean, there are going to be lucky punches anywhere you go. But the only thing that you can control is to keep your chin down. You know, that was a big problem for me. I think that when you try as hard as you can, you can't make up for that, you know.
And Eric, what about you? If we maybe get you in the ring with the Tetris L-shaped block or something like that, do you think you could take him out?
Yeah, we could try it. Sure, why not?
No, what's coming up next for you? Any big fights? Or?
To be honest, right now, I'm probably going to have something to drink and play some video games. That's
true nerd mixed martial arts.
Now, I love Kevin dearly, but I'm going to have to call you out on something. He did say once Philip took off his shirt, he said, wow, he's a lot more ripped. I actually thought I could take him in the beginning.
I most certainly never said that, Phil. Never said that.
So what do you think about you and Kevin going at it, Philip?
I'd like to see that myself.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a cup. I'd love to, but I don't have the proper protection.
And I can tell you guys where you can see both these guys. January 19th at the Santa Monica Civic, TFA 9.
So that's the next battle.
Yep. You can go online, totalfighting.net, and buy your tickets right now. They're already selling out. So
I go to all the events. I'll be there for sure. You still doing the after parties though? Because those are the best.
We are doing the after parties, definitely. Of course. What's a fight without an after party?
Thank you. All right. Some drinking and Halo.
With you.
All right. So if they want to check that out, what's the website? They can go and buy the tickets.
Totalfighting.net.
And the next event again, January
19th.
Here,
the Santa Monica Civic.
Santa Monica.
Yeah, right on the beach.
Right.
And will there be Pong or Halo in between the matches there, or was this no? Okay.
There'll be some girls and some music.
And you might want to think about Nerd MMA as an official, tournament for you guys. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Well, I'll come back and do this with you guys anytime. This is fun.
You guys were both incredible fighters. Thank you guys for coming on. Great sports. Really good for everything. Thank you. Good Philip. You're a great man. Richard, thanks so much. Everybody, for all the things you saw today and more, go to g4tv.com/AOTS. X-Play is up next. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.